All right, well here we are, just leaving the marina. I had to get, charge the batteries, get water, all that sort of stuff, get a decent meal. But just doing random maintenance and checking the gearbox oil, and it's all milky. And, no, so I've got some salt water in there, but the mechanic said, I'm all right under sail, so I'm going to sail to North Keppel, Pinkenny Island, and check things out. But we'll sort that out. Unfortunately, with the sail drive that I've got, the gearbox, we have to pull the boat out of the water to get it fixed. So it's a bit of an ordeal. But anyway, we're not letting that faze us. And you can see, here I am. Here's North Keppel. That's Great Keppel down here. And the weather is fantastic. So 10 knots, easterly wind, and blue skies. It's cruising along, doing like 4 or 5 knots. Just a beautiful, beautiful day. And you guessed it, this is where I could have the family on board so we could all enjoy some champagne sailing. But anyway, Pinkenny Island I'm keen to check out because I've heard a whisper that Forex have leased it for 3 years, costing $3 million, and heard that through the grapevine. So I don't know how true that is, but pretty keen to see where the Forex ads are made, and pretty keen to explore North Keppel as well. Anyway, it is a beautiful day for sailing. I'm very fortunate that you don't need a gearbox to sail. But anyway, I will be kicking back and enjoying this for about another hour and a half. Alright, we have reached Pinkenny Island, and the wind has dropped off. We were sailing along beautifully, doing about 5 knots. Now it's blowing less than 5 knots. Like, it's we're cruising along very slowly, about 2.5 knots. But I thought I'd show you this side of the island. These islands quite often face into the wind, which is what they're doing, and the prevailing southerly winds, trade winds, and rocky on one side and quite often a beautiful beach on the other side, which I'm hoping for. Otherwise, I know on Great Keppel Island, the island behind those, there's beautiful sandy beaches there, but it should be protected. And it's a funny time of year where the wind doesn't know what it wants to do. So it's a time of year where coming almost July, where the winds are sort of swapping around from southerlies, and they start blowing easterlies, and there's a whisper of northerly, and sometimes it's westerly, and they just don't really know what to do. And whenever you have a wind changing direction quite dramatically, which is what's happening here, from a southerly to a northerly, it will fluff around like this. You'll have a dead calm day, and which is what we've been having most days anyway. Most afternoons are very, very calm and glassy, but you can see the sea state is a little bit here going, and that's because last couple of days we've had some winds, we've had some swells come through, and the the swells are bouncing off the islands and coming back and sort of making it a bit of a messy sort of place to be. But look, I'm aiming for this sheltered little bay in there. I think there'll be a few other boats, and we'll get in there. Might be time to drop the main, I think. Might have to start this engine. Alrighty, looking forward to Pinkini Bay, the 4X ads, where they shoot the 4X ads, and yeah, pretty keen to explore it. Okay, so Pinkini Island has a ferry going over. It's set up awesome for tourism. They've got, you know, kayaks on the beach and palm trees and all that sort of stuff, and buildings. It looks really good. So tomorrow I think I might row my little dinghy over there, sake a day, and see, they must be, you know, they must be running it as a resort because people are coming over. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Anyway, I just had a chat with the people in family from that little rock island, I don't know what it's called, and they're off the Marine Buoy now, but they said that it was a great little dive, lots of fish, little sharks around, which is always a great sign of a reef when you see sharks. When there's no sharks, there's no sort of middle-sized fish, and you'll find that there's not even that much little things. It's like so it was a bit sad to see Great Keppel Island quite barren. Most of the dives I went on were pretty dull really, but not much fish at all. But anyway, this one looks much better. So I think the further you get away from Great Keppel, the better the reefs seem to get, because Great Keppel's been the attraction, the tourist attraction, for decades and decades, and I guess its shorelines just get worn out. But anyway, plenty of other reef around, plenty of other islands popped up everywhere. This archipelago is really quite impressive. Anyway. Well, here we are again, under sail. Look, very happy. I pulled the dinghy in, and I'm sailing along doing 6 to 7 knots. Mial Island's over there, Middle Island's over there, Great Keppel's over there, mainland's over there. It's all happening. It's really good to be sailing again. Like, I've been fluffing around and snorkeling and fishing and all that sort of stuff, but I'm sailing, which is bloody awesome. So anyway, back into business. I better trim those sails, they're looking a bit shaky. Alrighty. Okay, here we go, trolling again, got the Rapala out, dirty rusty old hooks, and I don't know, it's probably 3 metres of water. This is how I've been getting the cod. Anyway, actually I've been flicking for cod as well, with the little lure and trolling with the bigger one, and enough to get me a feed. I certainly don't keep more than that. I'll go around that headland later and in search of a fish. Okay, it didn't take me long. You can see where the boat is, between here and there, and of course hooked up my first undersized cod. But I thought I'd show everybody what they look like. Beautiful to eat. This one's a wee bit small. Oh, it's not too bad. But yeah, still too small. 38 centimetres they've got to be. So bigger than a school ruler. Look at the size of this little fella. Compared to the bait it's chasing, it's almost the same length. Bloody amazing, these creatures. Sometimes you pull them up, they've got a mouthful of food or whatever in them. And in the background you can see Mojo sitting there, and it's probably 200 metres. And I think I've caught 5 so far. So a great little reef. It's good that this one's got a bit of life on it, because I've snorkeled quite a few of them, and there seems to be there's not much fish down there, and the coral bleaching's going on, so the coral's sort of dying a little bit. It's not real good to see, and it's in the middle of nowhere too, so maybe people don't bother fishing it. It's only about 4 metres deep. Anyway, say goodbye to this little fella. We'll hopefully get his big brother. On to another one. Another one the same size. He'll get to live to fight another day. Needs to grow up just a little bit, this fella. Only thing rustier than these old hooks are these old pliers. Have to be careful because I am in a rubber boat. And lots of little hooks floating around. If I puncture this, I'll be straight back to the big boat. Get rid of that engine off the back of this. Just be careful, it should all be good. Alright, let's hope for a bigger one. Although I had fish this morning, so I probably don't need to keep anything. Just have a little bit of fun out here, I think. Unless I get a stonker, I'll have fish for dinner too. It's a lot of the reefs around here on Great Keppel have been flogged, I think, and looking a bit worse for wear. This one seems pretty good. And anyway, always like to eat fresh fish, but one of my favourite fish, like a parrotfish or tuskies or that sort of stuff. And surprise, surprise, I'm going to fillet him, put him straight on the grill, and he's my afternoon tea. But anyway, great fun. And look, I really only went fishing for about 15 minutes. I worked out I'm averaging about a fish every minute and a half, because it takes me about a minute to pull it in and let it go, and I troll for less than a minute and pull up another one. So all good fun, but I'm very wary about I never keep more than I want to eat, and I don't want to fish anymore because I'm just sort of hurting fish that don't need to be touched. So next time I want to feed, I'll come back to this place, catch one more fish, have one more feed. G'day, g'day, time for cool boat bits. We have today a little bit of work happening on the boat. Well, it's just finished. As you can see, that is what pushes the boat when it's under motor. And look, I'll just communicate with Mojo. Mojo and I, we have our own sort of language. So I'll show you how we do it. So Mojo, how you going? Clap twice for yes. That's me clapping. Now it's time for your turn to clap, Mojo. Hey, Mojo says yes. Ready to rock and roll. So the boat should be put back in the water pretty soon, and I'm pretty happy. Had a lot of work done to that thing, about $3,000 worth, because sailboats are cheap, you know. You don't need to run the engines or anything, they just put the sail up and cheap as. Everybody should get one. Look, an extra free. And while we're doing cool boat bits, I thought I'd point out the bottom of the keel as well, because it's pretty cool. Apparently there's like 685 kilos there, built in that thing that lowers down when you press the button and keeps the boat upright. Anyway, she's a good looking hull. The antifoule's been on it for a year, probably got about a year or so to go, but I do scrape it every 3 months just to keep it smicko. And I don't like any little trees growing on or barnacles. But anyway, very excited. Should be going in the water pretty soon. Cool boat bits. G'day, g'day. Thought I'd show off this boat next to me. What they're doing, I don't know what they're doing, but man, it's crazy. So, beautiful looking catamaran. Obviously, plastic's there to stop the weather. I don't know if you can see. Pull the engine out, had to cut a hole inside the boat. Crazy. Not only that, but let's go around the other side of the hat. Have a look. Check it out on this side too. Haven't pulled the engine out yet, but crazy, cutting a hole inside the boat to get the engine in and out. I never would have guessed. Wow. Anyway, Mojo will be on that big blue thing soon. And don't know if you can see the weather, but check out those trees, the she oaks, just barely moving. And the weather up here in Yeppoon, off the charts awesome. Middle of winter and just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Hey, I got to admit, I feel like I did when I was 10 years old, Christmas Eve. I knew the bike was going to happen for Christmas and I just had to go to sleep, but I was so excited, so full of nervous energy that I was bursting out of my skin. So that's how I feel right now. However, 41 years later, still got that same cool feeling going, and I'm really looking forward to Mojo floating on air and then floating on water. Anyway, absolutely wrapped that I'm about to be back on the boat, and I'll have tonight in the marina, and then I will Great Keppel tomorrow with some friends on the boats, and then I will start heading south, heading for hopefully Heron Island.